You know what I want to do? Make some fucking reviews. I'm gonna start off with the game that started the channel, Twilight Princess. Hell yeah, my dog. I know I have an unhealthy obsession with this game, but I'm not letting it become irrelevant on this channel. Not ever! This game is one of my all-time favorites just because of how it tells its story. You start off the game as this goat wrangler, I don't fucking know. And then you're whisked away into one of the best Zelda games of all time. Look at all this map space! You can fill an entire world with adventure. And they did. You couldn't see, but I raised my eyebrows twice. That was fucking stupid. We got temples, forest ones, fire ones, water ones, sky ones. So many ones. There are some enemies, skelebones, ice hockey, hentai, ghost doggos, and finally, plant snakes. All these things and more culminate into my favorite Zelda game of all time. So let's get into the story. Spoiler warning, of course. You start off in Ordon as this boy. I'll spare you the sub-antics and the long intro sequence, but Ilya, your best friend, gets absolutely fucked. You go off to save her, but then there's this like wall of Twilight thing, and it prevents you from doing what you want to do. You're pulled into this Twilight, and it's complicated. It's like darkness that's like seeped its way into Hyrule. It's whatever, it's fine. Because of the exposure to the Twilight, you're turned into this wolf, which is kind of a reflection of the era's recent emo awakening. Current objective: escape from jail. You meet Midna, who is a bitch most of the time. You then trudge your way through the sewers? Dungeon sewers? Until you meet Zelda up in her tower. You go back to Ordon, you steal the shield, you steal the sword, and then you free the realm from the Twilight. Yahoo! You do this several times and defeat a corresponding dungeon with each province. With every dungeon you complete, you earned a Fuse Shadow, which doesn't really come in help until later in the game. That didn't fucking work. Current objective: save Midna. When you finally reach Zelda, she essentially gives her life to Midna. We have to go get that one sword. Whatever it's called. You best not be caught lacking. We're going to the Twilight Realm. Fuck. Turns out Zant has been playing chess, and we've been playing a shittier chess knockoff. Checkers was made for people who couldn't play chess. Zant has broken the mirror, and we have to go get the pieces, because that worked so well the first time. Now you have to go find the less than Fantastic Four, and just fucking jump through hoops to get to where you need to go. I prefer these dungeons, but that just might be me. Snow Peak Ruins, best dungeon. Don't at me. Anyway, you make your way back to Arbiter's Grounds, and you just place the things. You reconstruct the mirror. God, I shouldn't have to fucking tell you this. Well, bada bing, bada boom, end of the game, right? That's where you're fucking wrong. After defeating Zant, you realize that he was just a puppet, and that Ganondorf was pulling the strings all along. You got a whole other dungeon, dingus! My favorite part about this is that all your items are useful. Bow, clawshot, bombs, boomerang, lantern, rod, ball and chain, and even the fidget spinner, my dog. I had to read that off a list because I couldn't expect myself to memorize that shit. A 4-part battle ensues, and each part is different than the last. Whip out the fishing rod, go to town, and oof, my tummy! Part 2. It's kind of a common thing among Zelda games that after you beat the game, it just kind of takes you down memory lane. But Twilight Princess has a different take on it. You get to see all these characters, you know, like interacting, and I like that. I like that. It's like post-credit, bam. I like that. I don't know why this is so satisfying to me, but the resolution of this game is like unparalleled. In my Breath of the Wild Ganon video, I didn't do the end of the game like that much credit. In Twilight Princess, you have this heartbreaking scene where Midna shatters the mirror of Twilight. Psych, bitch! It's sadder than that. This is an inherent thing in books and movies and really any storytelling medium, and you're probably going to say, no, that's just what happens. But I love when there's actual character development in a companion character. They don't stay the same. They suffer loss, and they experience the world with you. Midna is no exception to this, and she eventually loses the taunting tone and becomes a lovable character. In the end, you say your final goodbye, and something that was brushed off as unimportant comes into play. Only the true leader of the Twilight can utterly destroy the Mirror of Twilight, so Zant could merely break it into pieces. A sage says that when explaining their major fuck-up. Then you watch as Midna shatters the mirror and prevents the two worlds from crossing. That gets me every time, and honestly just kind of makes me want to go play it again. I may be a bit biased because this game hit me at the right time, but I'd say it's definitely worth the 15 to 20 hours of gameplay. In the Ganon video, I said that I'm no critic, but I am now, and you can't stop me. 4 out of 5. Now comes the part of the video where I gush and complain a lot, because I can, and because I want to. I hate the beginning sequence. Fuck those kids. Taking my sword and everything. I want to go fight stuff. And I mean, like, none of the characters in Ordon are even that interesting. I go the entire game without thinking about this lady. I hear this complaint every single time that I watch a Twilight Princess review video. You have to go to the first dungeon 3 times before you can get in. That is asinine. That is so stupid. I've never really liked the aesthetic of forest temples, because they're always at the beginning and they're always drab and like the same colors, and the music just doesn't inspire me at all. I really like the Twilight areas in Hyrule, because you get like a brief overview of what the land looks like, and then you go do important shit. However, I don't like the back and forth stuff. Like, even to get up to Death Mountain, you have to go up the mountain, get your ass kicked, and then go talk to Renato. I was just in your village! Tell me about the Gorgons and the, boots. And the boots. You know, I liked the sumo wrestling aspect, but the thing is that you do it once, you use it once, and then it has no other use. It is so, like, what was the point? I don't know if it's the decor or the dickery that happens there, but I do not like the beginning of the Goron Mines. Have you ever played a Spider-Man game where you get a headache from all the different angles? Well, here's where Nintendo's polish comes along. You just make it really fucking slow and then you don't have to worry about that. There are a few things that I can really pick on in this game, because they're all fine in their own aspects. But one thing that is not fine is the entirety of the water temple. God damn that place. I remember I was playing with Skylar early on in the channel.
Fuck am I going? Skylar, I'm already lost.
Oh, we're not consulting the walkthrough, just go.
No, consult the walkthrough.
How? Why?
Because I need assistance, and this fucking temple is gonna get to me.
And to this day, I still get turned around. I've played this game 7 or 8 times, and I still get turned around. Fuck this temple. Moving on. You know, I've always liked Arbiter's Ground, despite how aggravating it is. Fucking hiding beneath the floor. Fuck you. Arbiter's Ground has the best mini-boss, fucking Death Sword, and then it has the most aggravating boss. Okay, moving on. I love the Snow Peak Ruins. I'm not usually one for ice puzzles, but god damn if this one isn't good. By this time in the game, you have all the secret moves, and your health is pretty stacked up, so you can just test it out on all these guys. The only problem here is that all of the enemies are ice, and they're hard. Up next, Temple of Time, let's go. The music for the beginning of this temple is my favorite throughout the game. Too bad they fucked up the dungeon music though! I don't know, I like the Dominion Rod, but that's about all I have to say about this one. City in the Sky is just fucking annoying. I don't hate Uku, but my god are they annoying. Now fill an entire city with them, add headache-inducing music, and boom, City in the Sky. The thing that makes this tightrope, oops you fell, disaster even redeemable is the boss. A lot of games let you fight dragons, but none let you fight with claw shots. Take that, you stupid fucking lizard! The mirror has been reconstructed and it's time to go to the Twilight. Hooray. I really like the souls, and I really like the little chase sequence that they have. I don't know why. It's just simple. It's primal. It really gets your juices flowing. The fight with Zant is pretty cool until he starts making up his own shit. Like, he's better at stealing content than he is at making his own. When all is said and done, Midna kills him, but her curse isn't lifted, so sucks to suck, I guess. You head on back to Hyrule Castle, and you break the little crystal thingy. Hyrule Castle is a close second with Snow Peak Ruins for me, but it just doesn't have the difficulty that I want. Like, putting two fuckers at the end of a hallway isn't hard, it's just time consuming. I mean, of course I'm gonna fight them one at a time. I'm not a fucking idiot. The fight with Ganon was great. Yeah, the sword fight was interesting too, because you have all the secret moves, including my two favorites, Rolly and Spinny Boy. I already talked to full extent about the end of this game, so I'll just let it be. Anyway, this has been my video, where I essentially just shat on my favorite Zelda game.